What up, TikTok? Hey, hope everybody's having a great Friday. Hey, don't let anything that's negative in your life dictate the rest of your life. Does that make sense? Hey, we all go through some hard times. We all go through some emotional stressors, maybe at work, maybe at home, whatever it may be. Don't let that dictate who you are and how you react to the rest of the things that life throws at you. Does that make sense? Like if you're feeling pissed off and angry all morning or all day, you're going to take that energy and you're going to present it to everybody else that surrounds you, your loved ones, your soldiers, whoever it may be. You're going to use that negative energy and it's just going to make everything worse. Try to be positive. Pick something positive in life that's going really well. Use that positive energy and let that dictate the rest of your day. We can harp on the negatives. We can harp on the bad things that are going on in life. It's not going to help us. It's not going to help us move forward. Stay strong, keep pushing, drive on. Happy Friday.
What's up, Trash Talkers? Hitting you up this morning with a special promo on how to dress when you are doing PT in civilians, but you want everybody to know you're an Army. This comes from the Buddy Beckwith fashion design of how to work out. So first, you can notice the RI panties. Not Ranger panties, but Ranger instructor panties. The green socks, the knee brace for the old guys. Don't forget the M frames. Now the shirt, don't wear the Trash Talk shirt while you're running. This is just for the promo. You want to put on like an 80-second shirt or like your favorite airborne shirt so everybody knows that you're a veteran. That's the most important thing. And you start with this stretch. Buddy Beckwith taught me this one. Ready to go.
So, I'm walking out of the gas station and my co-worker, who's an old MP, but we still claim him, and has engaged the man in conversation. Not much for conversation with strangers, but he's got the tab. So, as I walk by, I say airborne, and the man responds with, and I quote, "Hoorah." So, after I instructed my co-worker to slash every single tire before he put the car in gear, I look for the biggest rock. As I crow hop to throw it through his back window so he can stop posing as one of us, I actually wake up and realize that the man's ignorance had incapacitated me for a moment, and I was daydreaming. I mean, because in that moment you got two options. I chose the third option and said, "Incorrect. That's an incorrect response." And I kept walking. The man said nothing and he pulled away. So you tell me, what is it, a stolen valor thing? No Marine's gonna have an airborne tab, and no paratrooper's gonna say hidden hoorah. So you tell me, stolen valor?
Hey, y'all, I'm going to work. I left you a note on the refrigerator. I love y'all. I'm gonna go.
Hey, go get dressed. Get ready for school.
You're doing great. I was tooling around, tooling along.
Shit! Bad guy! Stop!
Let me break it down Barney style.
This is the Veteran Trash Talk Hour, hosted by Nick, Dave, Joe, and Buddy. Real warriors making fun of other real warriors. Try to not get triggered.
2, 1. What's up, everybody? Cheers. Hey, happy Saturday. Welcome to episode 99 of the Trash Talk Hour. Shout out to our sponsor, 10th Mountain Whiskey. Go check them out at 10thwhiskey.com. Type in VTT and get a discount. Special guest today is Jen and Tom from the All Secure Foundation. And today I'm joined by Nick and Buddy. How's everybody doing today? Good?
I'm great.
Good today.
Awesome.
I'm great.
This is going to be a rough night.
It's going to be
So
a good
Two of
good.
us together here. in
We need to
Arizona.
come up with something for 10th Mountain Whiskey, like 10thwhiskey.com. 10th in the 10th whiskey.
I agree, buddy.
Buddy must have
Shit
just
like
taken
that.
a marketing class at Austin P.
So
It should be
Okay,
changed.
first of all, I don't like the way you're saying Austin P as if it's not the Harvard of the Southeast.
It is not. Well, it is. It is. It is.
No,
But it's not the Yale. It's not the Yale of the Southwest.
Hey,
Well, if
look,
somebody tells you they went there, then it is the Harvard of the.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hey, did they win?
there is absolutely no measuring stick that can measure the amount of penis I have for Austin P. This penis is so strong with me.
That sounds like that's a conspiracy we could talk about.
Yeah, that definitely is a conspiracy. There was
You
zero
know,
proof for logic to that
apparently,
statement.
Walmart makes like college and high school football shirts.
Mhm.
They made one for Austin P, and it was like, show us how big your penis is. Like your
Yes,
penis.
got it.
Yeah, penis. They took it off the shelves pretty quick.
Interesting.
when
So
they
hey, that's
realized-
a great way to kickstart the show.
Didn't have a long
Talking
show.
about penises. All right, buddy. Good
I mean,
good deal. Yeah.
talking about the amount of spirit one that goes to matriculates from Austin P State University has.
Hey, so are you an Alabama fan in football now or Austin P? Because Austin P is playing today. Did they do all right?
Both.
Yeah, okay,
And, I would have gone to the Austin P game, but
But it
I
wasn't
have,
in Austin P.
It wasn't.
No.
I would have
It was in
traveled.
Western Kentucky.
Yeah, which is not far from. I mean, we are just south of Western Kentucky. So
Nice.
Awesome. Well,
Yeah.
like we do every Saturday, we're going to kickstart this dumpster fire with a conspiracy theory. And again, I took some notes, buddy. I not that many, okay? So don't lose your shit again, all right?
can we just
5.
hit like
You
one
gotta
or 2
introduce
points
the
at a
guests.
time?
Yep. We already did
Did
that.
we?
Yeah, we
We
already
did
did
that.
that. Are you drunk?
Yeah.
already? You were sending me pictures from El Paso. He's already drinking. So today
Oh.
we're going to talk about the Bohemian Grove. Okay, for those of you that don't know where it's located, there's about 2,700 acre plot of land in California, where every July the world elites and politicians meet. Okay, presidents have been there: George Bush, Reagan, oil
Clinton.
sheiks. Like everybody meets there, and they do this crazy shit. I guess they pray to an owl, like.
Owl.
Druid religion. Yes,
Oh,
it's
great.
an owl. Like,
A Jewish princess.
yeah, I don't know. There's like supposedly a sacrifice that happens there. It's obviously not a real body, you would think, right?
They sacrifice.
The Manhattan Project was discussed there, which led to the atomic bomb. That is actually been discussed and brought out. It's actually evidence. All right, Nick, I looked it up.
in a book.
Only men are allowed at this club. Apparently they run around naked and like scream weird shit while they're doing this sacrifice. It's just all kinds of weird stuff. And there's always demonstrations going on every July saying, hey, we don't want this to occur here because all these world elites are coming together and discussing like politics and like
New
the
World
way
Order.
for New World Order, Illuminati, all kinds of stuff. So this place definitely exists and the world elites definitely go there. And they pray to this owl, okay? So Alex Jones snuck in there like 10 years ago. So there's videos.
With Dan Rather.
Yeah. There's videos on YouTube where he like snuck in and took pictures and video and like it's a bunch of dudes just like running around screaming at shit. And so I don't know what's going on there. I do think it's probably some crazy Illuminati shit. Who knows? And I would venture to say that maybe some decisions are made there that regard the New World Order and how we operate and like some political decisions or whatever. But yeah, I don't know. What's everybody's take? Is this just just a party amongst the elites, or is this like the new the skull and
We
bones?
should break
Illuminati?
it down. Like, do you believe that there's actual sacrifices there?
I
Do
don't
you
know.
think it's Illuminati? Do you think
So-
it's a New World Order? Like, what is the conspiracy?
I don't know. So like they say that the owl is from Moloch, which the Moloch god or something
Who?
is talked about it. Moloch or
Who?
whatever his name is. Moloch.
You beat me to
Moloch.
it, man.
Ah,
I was
you
gonna
saw
do that
right
earlier.
there.
Yeah, it's like some god that's talked about in the Bible. He used to sacrifice kids and shit, like some
Oh.
devil worshiping stuff. So, and that owl, Chris didn't put up the picture because I guess I sent it into like is actually on our dollar bill as well, hidden in the top right corner. So I don't know. I think it's a New World Order. I think it's planning shit to take over the world. Are they? We don't see them.
Oh, yeah, there's the owl. He's pointing to it. He's pointing to the owl. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay.
Nice.
I don't see it on this screen. So
Nice.
who knows? I don't know what's going on there. I think it's definitely some weird shit. And they talk about
Tiffany
taking over
laughed
the
at
world
your
and
joke,
stuff,
buddy.
but
To who?
anyhow.
And Tom.
what's everybody's take
Yeah.
on the Bohemian Grove? What
Tiffany in the
occurs
chat-
there?
Tiffany
What
in the
happens
chat
there?
got it.
Tom
I
or
heard
Jen?
you say.
Go
I heard
ahead.
you say men only. and they run around naked. I
Yeah.
immediately shut down. So I don't. I
See,
guess
that's-
that's why they would probably
What?
protest it. Number one, and then making decisions.
It kind of sounds like the army.
Sounds like a party.
Guys
Sounds
running
like a
around
barracks
naked.
party, right?
I was gonna say. Kind of
Probably a
sounds
bunch
like
of
the
former
army.
military people running around.
Yeah, it's not gay if we're all in on it.
So what do you think about,
An
like,
hour.
you know, obviously the elites go in there and then making like political decisions that affect us. That's why there's these demonstrations that occur there, saying, hey, they need to stop meeting behind closed doors, because that's technically, it's illegal, right? They can't just be hanging out like that.
Why can't they?
I think
Why
there's
can't they hang
a
out
law
like
for that. I don't
In
think
Germany, maybe.
No, I don't like if Biden just wanted to go to a party and hang out with
Soon here.
I think that would have to be reported, right?
No.
No? Okay. Well, I could be incorrect, but
It's
yeah, I
probably
just
the way
think-
the world's gone since
Yeah.
they started
Yeah.
doing this in Rome. You know, I mean, all the rich people make the decisions, and then they act like they hate each other. For us in the audience, oh, we hate each other, and then behind closed doors, they're like, "Hey, man, you work this angle, I'll work that angle, and
The
everybody
mob,
will
the
hate you,
mob
and
is
half will hate
fickle,
me."
brother.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they're all, but I mean, Trump was a Democrat first, now he's a Republican, and they hate him more than anything. It's like, okay, what's going on? Yet they were really close. So, you know, it's probably good and evil, for sure.
Good and evil. Yeah,
Going
for
on
sure.
there.
What's up with the owl and shit? Like
Owl also
Frank-
represents Lilith.
It does.
It does. Lilith is a demoness that a lot of apparently New World Order people follow Lilith as well. So
Like,
I
why
don't
the
know.
fuck are they, you know,
She must have went to Austin Peach.
like what are they doing?
I
Like,
didn't.
if that's legit, like why are they doing
You
this
know what?
shit,
If you want to, I can put in a good word for you, though.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I need a good word.
If you want to come to UTEP, that's the Yale of the Southwest. You can come there too.
And then the owl is on our dollar bill, you know? So I don't know.
Yeah, Chris still has it. It's up there pointing to it.
Yeah, little weird.
Well, I think the New World Order is onto us. This is some of the most audience we've had, like, in a long time. So I think
the door's gonna get kicked
Yeah,
in, and
I
we're gonna
think-
get
We're all
Whose
gonna
doors
get-
first? We can.
Yeah.
Everybody else gets to watch it happen, but somebody's
Howard
first.
just
baller ass show.
I was gonna say, isn't this the part where we have to like put black like things over our face and we're
Yeah.
like, yo,
remember, just
Yeah.
close your eyes and open your mouth.
We're gonna
Well,
get
you know
censored
you
on
can't,
YouTube talking about that.
where
It's like
they
somebody in
have,
an owl suit's gonna kick in your door and come flapping
Yeah.
through your house and start
Ooh.
smacking
Yeah.
people and shit. Like,
who did it?
Buddy,
who said that?
buddy, what's your
Oh,
take
yeah.
on this shit?
So I've seen a little bit about the whole Bohemian Grove thing,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a real place. It's a real thing, and if you stop there, like they have security 24 hours. Like they may have their meetings in July, but it's always a secure facility that nobody can enter or go in or look around or see or do anything. So I mean, of course, it's shady. But anytime that a bunch of the super elites that run the world get together, they're going to make decisions. And if you shut down one place, they're just going to go to
A different one.
like
Yep.
Like
maybe
an island.
Like an island.
Good idea.
Don't come on, man.
They could
We're
take a
number
private
one.
plane. Yeah.
Hey, yeah, you'll get
Oh,
Hillary.
I don't want to be Hillary.
Yeah, you'll get Hillary real quick.
Now you got two
Oh,
people
hey.
coming after you.
I should have
Don't
looked at
worry.
the guest list because Epstein. I guarantee you, Epstein was there too. He probably hung out there.
I mean, he
Epstein
might
wasn't
have
an elite. Epstein supplied the entertainment.
I was gonna say
That's a whole
he was-
nother
Yeah.
he was
conspiracy
for the
itself.
after party
Yeah,
for
yeah.
sure.
He may have been
Yeah.
there. He may have been there. That's who provided the sacrifices.
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah.
True.
Yeah,
There was
well,
a
I think
sacrifice
it-
chamber.
Yeah,
Well, we
I mean,
got.
There's actually a map online that shows the entire place, and it's made out like a fucking map at Disney. So certain areas they call like one area the hillbilly bar. You guys look this up on the internet. I didn't send Chris that picture, but it's
Themed.
really fucking weird, man.
that's
A
a
And then
hillbilly.
they call like one area the lodge or the temple.
that's a hor-
It's just weird shit, man.
horribly kept secret. If you know that there's a Disney map of like,
Well, a lot of this
secret
stuff, I feel like
facility.
a lot of
Yeah.
conspiracies are just right in front of us, man. We just don't, it's like,
We turn a blind eye to it.
yeah, you turn a blind eye if it's right in front of you. Like the dollar bill is fucking the all-seeing eye, the fucking pyramid, and all that crazy shit. It's all
you've been watching
Masonic.
too many Nicolas Cage movies. That's what you've been doing.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Hollywood is the only real news. So
Yeah.
Well,
like,
if you fold a dollar bill the correct way, it'll show you where the Ark of the Covenant is.
yep.
Yeah.
No,
And then there's
that
one way to
was-
fold it too, where it shows you the towers.
That was a medal you had to put on a post. We
That's
already
just too
saw
much
that.
time.
Yeah,
spent,
you
you know?
gotta wait
Yeah.
till the sun
Yeah.
is in the
I
right
got my Indiana
position,
Jones hat today, so we
and then
got to
it'll
see
come
the-
down.
Oh.
Oh, nice,
Yeah.
nice.
Or-
Uh,
okay, so
People-
Buddy's take definitely
Or do
some
some
weird
drinking.
shit. Who knows?
Yeah. Like it goes without saying that billionaires link up and decide
Is it
how they're
like
going to
Skull
get.
and Bones, like
Billionaires
New
aren't
World
even
Order,
invited.
Illuminati type
I don't
shit?
think that it's. I don't think it's probably like as high speed as like the Skull and Bones, where you have to go through. Like I feel like once your bank account reaches a certain number, they holler at you and they're like, "Yo, why don't you come to this party we're gonna have?" And then once they get you to do some weird shit, they go,
And they got you.
"Now you're part of the group."
Yeah.
That's
That's
they
when
do
your
in
car
Hollywood,
drives itself off a
apparently.
cliff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
They
you
either
don't
like
wanna
you
be
or
part
your
of the
car
group?
drives itself somewhere it shouldn't go. You know.
Oh,
yeah, you're right.
That
Tom.
shit,
Yep.
that
We
shit
don't
happened
like
to
it,
that
so-
shit happened to Patton. Like
Yeah, we're
the
gonna
dude,
get
like
yep.
how does he crash his car? Come on,
Yeah.
like,
Patton,
Yeah.
so the fact that he was even driving his car,
right?
come on,
Yeah, Patton was
yeah,
driving.
because the general doesn't have a driver.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially
Weird shit.
that general doesn't have a
Right.
driver.
What's your take,
Whatever
Nick?
works.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think I've kind of said this on the show before, but in the chat on BTT, we got Valkyrie saying Beyonce summons Lilith, and then you got
Beyonce
Satan.
what?
Beyonce summons Lilith. So
I've heard that.
So then you also got Kurt. I know Kurt. He said the golf
Russell?
courses where the real world decisions happen. That's kind of true.
That is true. We were
Right,
just talking about it on the way
But that,
over here,
that's
right?
more of like the city level, right? That's where all the deals are made. But when you're talking about global elites, and this is what we talked about when I was doing some books of Earl, where it's like, hey, calm down about some things because you're not, even like Trump isn't invited to these parties, right? Like he doesn't even make enough money to sit at this table, right? And he makes $900 million a year, right? And he can't even sit at that table, right? There are people like the Saudis and people like other people with money, the Sachs, the Goldman Sachs and all them guys, like that whole revenue stream is like, it doesn't even count. It's not real. And that's why when you hear about like a $30 trillion budget deficit, nobody cares,
Right.
right? Like these guys are going to control the world. Now, I don't even consider this a conspiracy. I think this actually happens.
I guess we should. Yeah, you're right.
I think that 100% the global players come together and make sure the global market that we created through lots of bloodshed for 40 years of war in third world countries, right? We created this whole world, and now like we did as the military because we were just their weapon, right? And we do all that. And now, if you want to really be concerned about it, then go become one of them, right? Like that, or just, work hard, buy a house, put a pool in there, maybe.
I guess the biggest
like
it
They'll
would be
definitely
called
be
a
invited.
conspiracy. Be more of a question like, why are they like devil worshippers and shit?
because
Our leaders and like that's like what the fuck?
because
You know?
because and that's why if you want to get scriptural, then you have like Jesus saying, "Render to Caesar's what is Caesar's," because he's like, "Hey, stay out of that shit."
Mhm.
That's all he was saying. He's like, "Hey, don't that. If you want to be a part of that, then forget me." Like,
Well, I mean, even if you look at,
because you're gonna have to
even if you
cross
look
some
at
fucking
history-
lines to get to that level. Like,
You're right.
bad
Yes.
shit. Like,
Bad shit.
Yeah, even if you look at history, Dave, like World War I, World War II, like all of the key players in Europe were fucking related. Like they were all cousins.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
truly.
Like the
I mean, shit's still going on in England, right?
Right.
the
But yeah, you couldn't even be in the church in England if you weren't, a nobleman. Like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
like that's somewhere in scripture. Like,
yeah.
That's why they offed Princess Diane, but that's a whole other thing,
well, they
Oh,
offed her
I mean,
because
that's
she
the
shouldn't have been there in the
conspiracy.
first place.
yeah, well, they didn't want her there, and then
Right.
she started
was
dating
not
that.
She was not a royal blood, Dave. Okay,
Yeah,
so
yeah. So she.
I think the term New World Order is probably outdated because it's
Yeah.
just the
Double
world
order.
order. It's always been this way. It's not new.
Yeah.
And we just figured out about it. So, we're welcome to the party. Now we have phones every day. We can see what's going on, and you can't get shit past people, right? So,
What better way to take control is if you just control it all.
Well, you control the media.
And Reagan talked about it in a speech. Bush has done it. If we had a new world order, and then they talk about like if we had an invasion from a fake alien threat. There's this big Reagan speech that he does. That would be a way to like take over. That's a whole other conspiracy in itself. That they're gonna create this fake alien invasion in order to bring in the
Heard
new
about
world
that.
order and just take over everything. And then one world government, one world currency. I heard there's trying to push some currency coming up next year. Like, I don't know.
Oh, yeah,
I gotta
digital.
research
Yeah.
it more, but yeah. Crazy
Well, I mean,
shit.
Well, no, digital currency is actually a nightmare to the new world order. They
Oh, yeah.
they don't want it.
Well, it's the people's money, right?
Yeah,
Well,
you
they
can't
call
corrupt
people's-
it. It's literally an algorithm.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay.
People's
But-
currency.
They'll corrupt it.
Yeah, we don't.
Somebody
They're
will
trying to.
Yeah.
They're trying to. Like they're just.
I
They'll
have
just, end
faith
up, they'll
in
just end up buying all of it.
Yeah.
Like,
True.
all right, hey buddy, what do you got going on?
Yeah.
We have been waiting months for this.
I have been waiting a week for this moment.
I'm already clapping, buddy.
Now, Dave, I'm gonna need you to just calm down because I know you're in Arizona. I know you got like dust storms and things.
Crazy dust storms.
What? No,
That
wild.
being said,
Wild.
what we're about to talk about
New World
also
Order type
like,
dust storm.
in this day and age where the New World Order is taking over, there are a lot
Illuminati.
of things, there are a lot of things that we can worry about. There are some things that we should worry about. And what I want to know, I was driving last week, driving through Nashville, and it started fucking raining. Like a huge rainstorm came.
Was
Whatever.
it wild?
It's
That's
just
actually pretty
it's just
normal,
rain.
buddy.
Just rain. It
wasn't
wasn't wild. No.
It wasn't wild.
But it really wasn't
crazy.
that good.
It was just rain, right? And then I look, and I don't know when it became a thing and when they put it in the driver's manual, but when did we start hitting our fucking four-way flashers when it started raining really, really bad? When did that become a thing? When did it become, where is it going in your mind that you think you need to hit your four-way flashers to let everybody else know that it's fucking raining? We can all see that it's fucking raining. Now you've got your hazard lights
I'll let
on,
him finish.
fucking cop, and you're switching lanes, and nobody knows. Nobody's got a damn hazard at this point. You should have a triangle of fucking stupid lights around you, just saying, "Hey, dickhead, it's raining. Why is it raining? Now there's 6 inches of water on the ground. I'm gonna fucking up the ante by throwing my hazard lights on and just swerving everywhere. So you don't know what the hell is going on. I'm creating chaos everywhere. So your fucking hazard lights off. You're also blinding people, especially at night. That's really what we need. More fucking lights flashing, because my windshield's already fucked because I got fucking water all over it. Now I've got reflecting lights shooting all over the fucking place. If I was epileptic, I would fucking run into a goddamn bridge embankment because you decided to let everybody know that it's hazardous outside. You're the only one that has fucking senses that can see.
Preach,
and feel
buddy,
fucking
preach.
rain. Turn your hazard lights off. Just drive. You have lights. Turn those on. Then the red ones come on the back. The white ones come in the front. And then when you hit your brake, they get brighter. And that's how it fucking works. You should have fucking turn your hazard lights on. Okay.
What about initially,
Okay.
buddy? Do you turn them on initially?
No, not even initially.
Like on the highway? Like if you're like driving really fast? What about if you come up on an accident?
Well, that's because there's a hazard.
That's a hazard, you dick.
Okay.
That's a hazard.
So wouldn't the rain be a hazard too? Like
No, it's not
No?
a hazard.
initially?
It's a hazard.
I don't
No,
know. I'm
it's
just
rain.
playing devil's
It's
advocate here.
rain.
Not to mention, everybody knows it's raining at the exact same time. But it's like, it's raining, it's raining, it's raining, it's raining. See, look at see it, what you see it on your screen. That's what I feel when they're doing
That's
it.
what I
Like,
wanted
just
there.
wanna, like,
See? Yeah.
pull people
I had all
over,
that planned
pull them
out.
out of their car, and fucking stab them in their throat.
That's inciting
I'm
violence.
All right. Now you just incited violence. Good job, buddy.
I feel like back to the New World Order, I think that there are too many people on the planet. And if you
Well, yeah,
turn
Bill
your
Gates
hazard
talks about
lights
this.
on, if you turn your hazard lights on when it's raining, you have opted out of being on the planet.
You just gotta get rid of warning labels. I think we'd figure that we'd get rid of a lot of people. Just get rid of warning labels, man. Just take them
warning
away,
labels,
man. No more warning
labels.
labels.
And
Do not eat
if
this.
there's-
No shit. You know.
You know how your windshield wipers
Kiddie
come
pools.
on?
Don't dive. You know, like,
You know how your
come on, man.
windshield wipers come on automatically because it senses rain?
Yeah.
I feel like they should put a new thing. If your windshield wipers sense rain and you touch your hazard light,
Your car should shut down and go off the road.
it should eject you out of the driver's seat into the air, and then like vultures should come and like snatch you up and eat you.
Rob in the chat says, I don't think I've ever heard Buddy get this animated. Yeah,
I
that's
was
true.
on
You-
Oh, he got this animated
I've
about
got
the lifted
animated
trucks.
before.
the lifted trucks
Oh.
and the
Yeah.
pets,
Shitty
right? The
trucks?
homeless pets.
Yeah.
He got pretty animated with
Tom,
the
you don't have a
homeless
lifted truck, do you?
I don't think so. We were in Nashville. We were in Nashville last week when it was raining, and we did not turn on our hazards. So it was not us.
It's good. All right.
Do not.
Oh, Kurt's back in the chat.
Yeah.
I go to Florida often. It sometimes just pours like crazy. So hard you have zero visibility. I will pull over and turn on the hazards.
You're not supposed to turn on your hazards. You're supposed to
This
pull
is
up
if
and
you
turn
have
the
not
lights off.
experienced this kind of race. So, buddy,
You're not supposed to have the lights on because people will actually
First of
drive
all-
to them.
And before Buddy goes off on Kurt, thanks again for tuning in. You were here last week too, so we appreciate your continued support. But now I'm gonna just let Buddy rip into you. So just take it, Kurt.
Thanks, Kurt. Here's Buddy.
Rebecca Griggs is blaming old people.
Hold on. First of all, if you turn your turn signal on and pull over to the side of the road, and now you're on the side of the road, guess what you are?
You're a hazard.
So turn on your hazard lights because you're fucking moving.
No, again, they put the signs for you when you drive on the 10 where all the dust storms are, right? They say literally, if there's a dust storm, pull off to the side of the road and turn your lights off, right? Because you're off the road. If you're on the road with your lights on, then you'll see them because you're on the road, right? Like,
and you think the road is going there.
That sounds like a good joke you can play on people, man.
I like that.
Exactly.
And we're gonna make a shirt. And
Yeah.
we're gonna name it the Buddy.
Yeah, the buddy.
Yeah.
Kurt
Just
says
gonna
I
have
can take it. Yeah, I know
flashing
Kurt.
lights
I
on
know
it.
Kurt, we know you can, man. Thanks again for
We-
tuning
we-
in.
we- We're gonna get one of those. We're gonna get one of those new kind of shirts that like they have the battery in them, so that like they bling and just like fucking when you get wet, it comes. They start fucking blinging.
Dope.
4 ways all over the
Probably
place.
sell that to Disney, which is definitely the new
Yeah, like
order.
Christmas. Oh yeah, dude. There's
You know what's worse than the people who turn their hazard lights on? Or the people around them that follow suit and start doing it because they think it's right. And now you have this huge airport-looking fucking flashing thing in all the rain, and you don't know where to turn.
Well, it's the group. It's the group think phenomenon, right?
Everyone's
Domino
telling each
effect.
other that
Yeah.
it's raining. It's like, hey, it's raining, guys. Did you notice that it's raining? It's raining. Hit your lights. It's raining.
Yeah.
It's raining. Hit your lights on.
And one worse than that. One worse than that for me are people who don't do the original instant message before they change lanes and use their blinker, and then they cut you off, you know? Or the guys that turn their hazards on and then use their blinker like it works when they're all 4 blinking anyway. I had my blinker on. I go, you had all 4 blinking, you know? It doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then like, have you guys ever watched the show Brain Games? You know, they were showing this, you know, phenomenon in a medical office, like waiting for a doctor. So like 7 people in a room, and one guy just kept doing this.
Are you
And
just
sitting
showing
down,
us your
right? Just standing up and sitting down. That's what you were looking at, buddy, and it's acceptable because most people do. But anyway, so like, you know, all of a sudden, everybody started standing up with him in the office. Like everybody, it's like, wow, what are you doing, dude? So
Wow, isn't it? Yeah.
the hazard button, like Tom said, is like once somebody does it, we're all fucked. You know,
Well,
it's
that's,
like, you know,
that's anywhere. Like that's how it's like in the army. That's how you get anywhere you want to go. Just put on the face that you know you're supposed. If you have confidence, you can walk into any facility in the military, and when they stop you and they're like, "Hey, do you know who the fuck I am?" Like I was after 9/11 happened. I was out pulling gate guard because we had to pull gate guard right after that on Bragg.
That was the first time you pulled me.
Yeah,
I wasn't in the army
it
yet.
was because it was an open post before that. It was great. You could drink and drive back on post. Anyway, but anyway, I was sitting out there.
I'm gonna bring you
this
back
little-
for UCMJ, buddy.
I was at PFC, the little PFC out there on Long Street, and this dude in just a beard and Ranger panties is like running down Long Street, and like he's like running by, and I'm like, hey, I need to get your ID. He's like, you know who the fuck I am, and then like fucking starts running off. I was like, I'm guessing tag. I don't know. I'm gonna go over here to do something else. Like I'm not fucking with him. Like
it works.
He's running from the long end of Long Street all the way down.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not fucking with this dude. Like, jack me
you're
up.
about to have a bad day.
That shit works. We were at the Sergeant Major Academy, and some guy was freaking out about the sand table, and I had to give a briefing on the sand table about the convoy and where we're going to get attacked. And I'm like, I had no idea what was going on. I go, who gives a shit? No one's listening anyway. All these Sergeant Majors wannabes are standing around waiting to be graded. And he's like, I got to go out next. I go, I'll do it. I grabbed his stick, and I walked out there, and I just started talking. I didn't even know what I said. I made up shit, you know?
Yeah,
we're going to get hit. We're going to move around here, and everybody follow here. And I'm like, did you hear that damn briefing? That was the best briefing of the day. And I'm like, I don't even know what I said. And it wasn't even real. And that guy went out there and made shit up and passed. And I was like, dude, nobody listens to you. Everybody,
Right.
if you say it with authority, people think you know what you're doing and they'll follow you.
And buzzwords like orientate.
Orientate.
All right, this is your north-seeking arrow.
Yeah.
Let me orientate you.
This is how we will maneuver.
Just buzzwords,
That easy.
and most likely course of action, and you can say
Oh,
whatever
yeah.
you want after that. You've already hit the buzzword, it just works. But
The only time it doesn't
Facts,
work
yeah,
is when it still works is when you have like a PowerPoint briefing that you're doing, you're going through it. Because the only thing that they're going to do is at the end, they're going to go, can we go back to slide 4, please? Notice, if you notice on the fifth line, Bill, the fifth line, yeah, is that Calibri? Are you using Calibri along with New Times Roman?
It should be Tahoma. We want Tahoma.
I think, hey, Jam, correct me if I'm wrong. What did we put out a memo? We put out a memo. We're using a different font size now, so if you could make sure that your slide is correct, that would be great.
Because if you fucked up the slide, you can not survive in combat, right?
I did this PowerPoint at fucking 4 in the morning after I was up for 48 hours trying to figure out how to do this bullshit that you want me to do, and now you're bitching because I fucking didn't put an apostrophe and it's fucking 14 instead of 11.5 fucking font.
It's called leadership, man.
Yeah.
Not everybody has it.
Yeah.
True leadership picks out font style.
Let's just take this as a professional development. You want if your slideology is wrong, it's just going to take away from the information.
Yes. Yes.
Make sure you do the information.
He's on one today. He's on one today. He should have flown out here too, buddy.
Yeah, he should have flown out here. I love it, and it's like, you got, we always talk about how there's one unit in the DoD, and that's Delta. There's only one regiment, that's Ranger Regiment. There's only one division, that's the 82nd Airborne Division. Like any other unit, it's worthless, right? So that's simple. So when you go to these other units and they start talking, like you go to Sergeant Major's Academy, you go to over here, like, what are you talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Like I literally, we can get through this plan like in 6 minutes, and it's going to take 4 days the way you're doing it. It's out of control. And when you get, people understand warning order 1, 2, 3, yada, yada, yada. Now you're going to your car, and now you're in the car and you got all these S-shops briefing. It's like, wait a minute, we're past that. Any changes? Shut the fuck up. And it's like, what else you want to talk about? But we're getting, I don't want to get too army in this right now, but no, we have great guests lined up. They're friends of Muffin Fingers, Chris.
Shout out to the fake Asian.
Shout out to the fake Asian in the background who puts all this stuff together.
Chris.
So,
Go Chris.
Go Chris.
Also God.
Also God. So when he talks, we call him God. When he's on point, when he's doing his job how he's supposed to, we call him the Baker because it sounds cool. Yeah. You got to go see the Baker. Yeah. All right. When he screws up, he's called Muffin Fingers.
We love you, Chris.
We love you, Chris. We love you, Chris.
And hi to Chris' mom.
Yeah, hi Chris's mom. Yeah, she's a nice
cool
lady. Had a great time in San Diego.
Yes.
Yes. All right. Hey, we got Tom and Jen Satterley here, and they are the CEO. And correct me, Jen, on your role in the All-Secure.
Oh, you said her role.
You're the founder, right? CEO
that was a sexual blunder right there. Where the guy's in charge and shit.
Right.
Well, this is not the Bohemian Grove, okay?
Bohemian Grove, yeah. So
we're all into trouble now.
I was reading a little bit of the bios, and I was a strong ranger, so I didn't read too much of it, but
it wasn't
your font size was wrong.
Font size was wrong. The way they, buddy, wait till I show you these bios they sent me. I couldn't even understand it.
That's
right. Like I think it was like in Times Roman. I think it was like 10 font and Times Roman.
No.
Probably.
Yeah.
Gross.
Helvetica.
I instantly threw up. I saw it and I just I had a seizure. Bam.
But yeah, so Jen, you were actually like a real combat camera person, right? Like you were in,
but not overseas.
Not overseas. Okay, all right.
Not overseas. So kind of like not
Bahamas.
combat.
Bahamas. That
okay.
was over the sea.
People weren't shooting at me while I had a camera in my hand, except for with. Well, actually, that's how he flirted with me the first time.
Right in the ass one day.
By him, but I didn't bleed
flirt
from
with
it.
UTM.
Just a little bit of bleeding.
Yeah. So then
Stateside RMTs.
You got Tom, who was in the unit, and then what I did.
Are we allowed to say that?
Yeah. He has it on his LinkedIn page. He's not hiding it. He's pretty much like he's like a Navy SEAL of
Look at the hair.
Yes.
You should see my 6-pack.
It's a keg now.
It's a keg.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's a 1-pack.
So as we started Veteran Trash Talk as a group of friends because we just wanted to get on a Zoom call and just shoot the shit with each other and, help with our own mental health. And it turned out to be awesome, obviously. And people are all watching it now and be a part of the community. And, then they message us. We like to be the ones to point them in the right direction because we're not the doctors. We're not the organizations that help. We're just the community that you can come on and say whatever the hell you feel like saying. And you're either going to get praised, made fun of, both. Like all kinds of awesome stuff happens in this community.
Yep.
And we like to bring on organizations like the ones you guys started so that we can, hear what you guys got. The community can hear what you guys offer. And if people want to donate again, guys, everybody has this stigma that nonprofits aren't supposed to make money. Well, how the hell are they supposed to do what they want to do if they don't make money, right? We've already covered that 1,000 times. But welcome to the dumpster fire, Tom and Jen, as you've already been introduced to. It's just a great time. So tell us, like I said in the script, tell us why you wished you were in the 82nd, and then Jen, you can say like you wish you would have met a real paratrooper. And obviously that was the real issue. But other than that, tell us about how you guys got where you got, and then where you guys are going from here, and what's the All Secure Foundation about.
Boom! Welcome to the show.
Wow, that's lots of things.
I
Where do
won't
we
remember
start?
half of that, yeah.
He won't.
You
He's
got a
gonna
half
blow up a
hour,
bunch.
so do whatever.
How did we
want.
get to where we got? We met after the military. So, I did the typical military career where you join and you're going to get out in 4 years and go to college and you don't, and then you blink and then you're like, oh God, I need to retire now. And got out and completely and utterly screwed up individual, right? But I didn't know it, right? I didn't know it. I wouldn't admit it. And
You were in the soup.
Yeah, I thought everything we did was normal, right? Just get drunk every night and do stupid shit every night, get in trouble every night. And then, you start losing friends along the way. And you start thinking to yourself, man, I should just be dead myself. So I'm paraphrasing, shortening a lot of this because most of us have gone through this. I hear all these stories from so many different people from different services around the world. The stories are the same. The stories are the same. You end up getting to the point where you feel like a piece of shit. You're not good enough anymore. You start putting yourself down more and more and more every day. And things pile on just because this life's here, right? So life piles on top of your already shitty feelings, your loss of tribe. You're not a god anymore, right? No one gives a shit what you did when you get out. Really, no one gives a shit when you're in unless they want your job anyway. So you realize that what you did was just not what you did, but you were just part of another thing, another number, another paycheck.
It's temporary.
You get out, you don't have the ability to do that anymore, right? Just another number. Somebody's in your seat already. You're not even out the door yet. The special feeling's gone. You get out and nobody knows what you do. And if you tell them, they hate you even more. So you start going down that path, right? Drinking makes it feel good. Taking all the Percocet that they threw at you. And you open up your Foot Locker and there's 20 extra bottles of Percocet. You're like, why not, man? I'm in pain. So you start taking those. And then life just turns to shit, and that's when we met. I was at the lowest point of my life.
Awesome.
I was 60 pounds heavy.
Way to go, Jen.
Right? She walks in and I'm like, oh,
where did you guys
right
meet
now.
at the bottom? Where was this at?
Well,
Yeah, no, she was introduced.
I thought he was a SEAL.
Yeah.
I did. Or I didn't know the difference, actually.
She knew I wasn't a SEAL when she saw me.
I was his dealer. This guy. No, keep going.
Oh my God. Okay.
So yeah, I was.
He was awesome. You were in a good space.
I was in my mind, and she walked in. Everybody's like, "You got to meet this guy." It was, I don't know. You tell a story because it's.
Well, yeah, I was walked down a hall. So I was hired to work with special operations, and at that time I was a film and photography, like in the commercial world. So I was doing TV commercials, print ads for the 15 years of my career. Was hired to come on a special ops shoot, and I said no, like the first 3 times, because I'm like, listen, I don't know anything about military. I don't know anything about special operations. Like, I have no business being amongst these guys. And they're like, you've shot all of this sports marketing stuff. You can shoot high speed. So we want you as a camera person. And I went on the first mission and I loved it. Like, absolutely dove right in. But they're walking me down a hall and they're like, it's a former unit guy, and he's like, "Have you seen Black Hawk Down?" And I'm like, "Okay." So the backstory of that,
not the actors or anybody else, but this fat dude that was there.
he does not look like any of the actors portrayed. But come on this way, and I made the mistake of saying I haven't seen it, which was a big mistake because I said, honestly, the place I worked at was very male driven, and they had this giant screen where we would play our fancy TV commercials on. And when the movie came out in 2001, all the guys in my office played it all the time. Like literally Black Hawk Down was on all day, to the point where I'm like, you guys, I have a conference call right now.
Those kind of guys that are like, I wish I was there, man. I'd have done that a lot differently. You know what I mean? I'd have kicked that dude's ass and shit.
Yeah, one of that kind of group. So,
I forgot my dogs are barking. Fucking shut this fucking dogs up.
I was like, did we literally just tell that whole story muted? That would be really fucked up.
You guys are good. Buddy just trying to interrupt.
That would be a really good joke. We let you do that the whole time. Like,
yeah, I was like, wow, I feel this is awesome. This is going great.
You're good. You guys
Thanks
are
for
good.
having us.
You guys are good.
Yeah, so that's how I met him. They walked us. I said, what is he, like a SEAL? Because they're like, yeah, he's one of the Delta Force. And I was like, oh, that's like a SEAL. And he literally stopped and turned around. He goes, what did you just say? And I'm like, I don't know. Was that bad? And I said, like a Navy SEAL? And he's like, you've got to do some homework before you come back with us again. I'm like,
damn.
Fair enough. All right. And so they walk me in the room, and I'm expecting to see like Eric Bana, frankly. I'm like, let's go. And then
he was a good
you were like you said, his 66-pack turned into a keg, and you were not in a good space. So
a little face bloat, maybe that was it. Alcohol do that to your face, but
yeah, we didn't really hang out.
It was a low point, and we just worked together, really. And I wanted to kill her because she had this work ethic at 4 a.m. We're still.
So you're already ready for marriage.
Yeah.
Literally, we talked about how we started a divorce, and we did. We started a divorce, and it got really good after that. But it was a shitty link up, Yeah,
it took us a while, but I think working together. I was going through a divorce. He was going through a divorce.
Shocker.
Yeah, his third divorce.
Well, you can't make your third one. So
yeah.
Right.
Yeah. 3 DUIs and been married
back then
at least 3 times.
Five DUIs.
Yeah. You don't understand that the only common denominator in every one of them was you until you get out. Later, you're like, oh, man, those bitch, that bitch. Wait a minute. I'm the only person that was always there.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah,
I started thinking about that one.
Yeah, we love that with the accountability with veterans, because that's one of the things, we talk about, and it could be a good leading question for your organization. But, we say, like, you keep blaming everyone else for what your issues are. Now, yeah, some bad things could have happened to you, but you're the common denominator here.
It's always victim mentality.
It's that victim
mentality
that we got going on. And then when you get guys like, Tom, who have done this, and we appreciate you sharing that, how you hit rock bottom, because, again,
obviously she came at the right time.
Right. A little fate.
Yeah.
Cheaper price and low self-esteem.
But we always say on our show on Saturdays that if we can help one person, right, just one, because we'll have a couple thousand people watch it today, and then a couple thousand more after that. But if we can just help one person, right, then we've done, and we've already helped ourselves, because we've already laughed, we've already had a great time, we're already in a good mood, so we've already done that. Tell us what your organization provides and how do they get to it, and like who's it offered to?
So we offer it to all special operation units. So we really. I'm sorry.
Wait, what? What did you guys offer?
He's just a Green Beret. He's not as cool as a Delta guy.
He was a Green Beret for a minute.
I was a Green Beret for a minute. In fifth
but then he got better.
Buddy Pinnacle.
Staying out of all this.
I kept studying. I moved up. But
not an awesome beat.
Actually, I was threatened if I didn't make selection by Sergeant Major Sims. He said, you ain't going to make it. When you come back, you're going to work in group engineers your whole career. And I was like, oh, fuck, I got to make it.
That's where I left. That's when I retired. I was at the group engineer office.
I went back and he had me painting no parking signs and shit for like 2 or 3 more weeks. I told you you wouldn't make it. I told you you're gonna be painting signs. I go, well, sorry, Major, you're fucking wrong on one of those counts. I'll see you later. And I threw the paintbrush down. I ETS and I went back to Fort Bragg. I was probably in Kentucky 2-3 months.
Yeah.
Went back to Fort Bragg the rest of my life, but it's a good time.
Yeah. So
Everybody was deployed at the first Gulf War, so nobody was there. I was like the 2nd Battalion Sergeant Major as an E5. So I was like, all right, I'm not myself.
Let me get this.
there's no trouble there.
Just out there knife handing, you're like knife hand in the mirror. Like, look here, fuck stiff.
Yeah, come here, shit.
Somebody's gonna clean this parking lot up. It's gonna be you.
Let's go, you fucking turds.
Sneaking around.
No, but all right, let's get back to the all secure
All right.
foundation.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So basically, we started as a resource library back in 2017. Like Tom said, he was a train wreck, and I didn't know what to do. Like, I didn't know how to help him. And at that time, for like 3.5, almost 4 years, I was working with primarily SEALs, but also Green Berets, Rangers, PJs, and so MARSOC. So it didn't matter. Like, I just started noticing a commonality, whatever group I was with, sometimes for a week, sometimes 3-4 weeks. So I just got to know the guys really well. And I just kept hearing the same thing over and over again. So I started asking, like, hey, what's missing? You keep talking about, I don't know how to come home. I don't feel great here. I don't know what to do. So what can somebody do to help you? And 9 times out of 10, people started saying, like, listen, I need help at home. I don't know how to be a good husband. I don't know how to be a good father. I'm having all these issues with anger and rage, and I don't know where they're coming from. I don't know how to control it. I feel like a total piece of shit. I should be able to handle this. I'm this combat warrior. I'm highly trained. So why am I fucking up so bad at home? Like, why am I destroying everything when I could do this job over here really, really well? And so I told Tom one day, I said, listen, I don't want to do combat camera anymore. I'm done. I want to start a nonprofit.
We would train people. We were the last stop before they would go to war.
Sexist.
So we would literally throw everything at them. Suicide shit. And then they'd go off to war, and then the next time they'd come back, there'd be people missing that she met. And she's like, where's Bob? Oh, he didn't make it. Where's Jim? He didn't make it. And then, oh, by the way, they'd get killed during training, too. She's like, hey, we got to cease training. Everybody's going home. Why? Oh, they rolled a vehicle. 2 SEALs are dead. She's like, what the hell? And one day she's like, I can't do this anymore. I can't send people to war. I want to help them after war because that's obviously where they need it the most. She started digging into the numbers of how many people. She goes, there's not even that many people killed during war. I mean, there are. But
the numbers are insane compared to like fatalities overseas.
5,000 over 20 years versus 60,000. They're killing ourselves. She goes, this is the problem. This is the problem back here. And so she pulled out and got to work figuring out what to do because we had no idea. I mean, nonprofit. She goes, we're going to start a nonprofit. I go, what? We're going to what? Like, what is that? I mean, how do you make money? What do? We got to eat. And so all this shit we didn't know, and we didn't have money. Did she mention I was getting divorced again? So you know what they do when you get divorced? They take everything you ever earned.
Ex-wife, right?
Yeah, ex.
Yes.
And they get together and they take all your freaking money, and then they come and sue
your retirement, everything.
So that was you in the show, the unit where the guy took his $50,000 before he got divorced and was handing it out.
Oh, is that what it is?
That was you. Okay, yeah.
So nobody gets it. We sell each other all of our shit for $1, so nobody else can sell it.
Shut. Don't anybody that's watching this, don't talk about it.
Yeah. So it's already like the Illuminati's already blown.
Yeah, we're fine.
It doesn't happen at all.
Yeah. I mean, all you got to do is go get a big owl statue and you'll get everything back.
All right. So you guys created a nonprofit then, and then you're like, what the fuck does this shit look like? Obviously, you took the lead in this, so talk about that.
Yeah,
She's allowed to, Tom.
I'll allow it.
Such a good man.
As a man, I'll let her say that stuff.
Thank you. Oh my God, I'm so in trouble. This is a joke. I'll get
kidding everybody.
1,000 freaking. You guys have no idea how crazy people.
We have an idea. We do.
By the way, my home mortgage identifies as a college loan. If you're listening.
Yeah, my view.
Posted that yesterday. Unbelievable.
I want that on this house too.
Yeah.
Right?
Car.
My home loan went to
I'm
college.
buying a college car. It's for college, so that I can go to college.
Yep.
So it's the same.
All right, shut up, buddy. Let them talk.
we got to promote their organization so that either
I love you, buddy.
Either A, they can get donations, or B, people can go get help from them. So what is the foundation? And
get back to the point of how they,
what do we actually do?
They're on track with everything. That we're just too drunk already.
Anyhow, single thing to do.
Create a nonprofit.
We can help you with that.
That's where we're at.
We can help you with your drinking, guys. Come on over. Come on over. Set the alcohol down and just say you need help.
And Jen takes the lead and is like, okay, this is what we're doing. So what are we doing?
We started as resources. So basically, hey, I need help in X, Y, or Z, whatever it is. What I would do at that time is try to find other organizations that were doing that work. So really, we kind of started as
a leech,
trying to figure out all of this at the same time. This was back in 2016. And I think, things have changed so much and things have progressed so much. And there's so many other organizations that are doing amazing work. But I felt like at the time I met him in 2013, he wasn't even diagnosed with PTS. The Army gave him 10% disability. And he was on like 15 different medications when I met him. And he was a mess. So, it started with this like health and nutrition. Like, okay, a lot of guys were coming forward saying, how do I get off the pills? I don't want to be on 14 pills anymore. So we started like in this health and wellness place more of like, hey, you need sleep. I know you guys sleep like 4 hours a night, but this is why that's not going to work for you long term. And you got to eat better and, X, Y, Z. So we kind of started in that health and wellness area first. And now what we do 100% of the time is emotionally focused therapy, which is proven to work with PTS. Yeah. And it's meant to be quick. And what I love about it is, and I especially love about it for military couples, individuals, it's like homework based. So our therapist, who's an amazing coach, works with you. And then she's like, hey, this week, do these things. So it's not like talk therapy where you're going to talk for an hour, feel like shit when you're done. And then she says our hour's up. It's not like that.
It's task driven, basically. These are
yes, 100%.
It's behavioral change, and we work on muscle memory because
especially military guys, people who spend time
we've all developed muscle memory of anger, rage, dominance, get on top, and then we shake it off. Oh, it's not a threat. Oh, okay. Meanwhile, the kids and the spouse are like, what the fuck was that? Like, you're like, what? Well, you just freaked out and talked really loud. And you're like, no, I didn't talk really loud.
Yep.
So it's accountability for a lot of us. And we remove excuses. And this is for all the guys out there, all the veterans and the active duty guys out there, gals out there. They're like, I'm fine, or the excuses of, well, my dad drank, so I drink, or I'm Irish, so I drink, or, I have this, so I do that, or I've seen a therapist so many times, I'm one myself, or I don't want to see a therapist unless they've been to combat because they won't understand me. I'm like, I start joking, I go, good, because she doesn't want to talk to you unless you've been to college for 8 years. So get out of here. Like, what? I go, do you understand that? Did you go win the war your fucking self, or did you take enablers with you that did a job that you can't do? So recognize 100%. What you're saying. Stop talking like you know what you're saying and you don't. And just settle down and realize you don't need help. You just haven't been trained in what you need to learn to deal with this shit. We were trained to go to war, shoot, communicate, and take property, but we weren't trained on how to deal with the after effects of that. And that's where everybody's
Tom, you're spot on about that. And what we try to get across on this show all the time is people misuse the word hypocrite. And it's like, so if I'm saying that, hey, you're screwing this up, even though I'm the same guy that screws the same thing up, I'm not being a hypocrite. I'm just letting you know, like, hey, I've done this before. And like you said, getting loud with your kids and your wife and like your family, I still do that. And I do. And I take a step back and I go, what a dick, and it's like, I can't believe I did that. And that was the first time I ever did that to my oldest daughter. And I've shared this story before. The first time I ever snapped on her for no fucking reason, right? I was like, okay, now is the time to go get help.
Yeah, we got somebody in chat real quick saying, I do that crap. I feel horrible when my little girl points it out.
Yeah.
And
so my oldest daughter, she has the authority, like, where I would never talk back to my dad. I was like, Natalie, if I ever get stupid, you're allowed to tell me. Like, you can be like, Dad, you're being stupid.
That's really cool, though.
And
it's aware.
But I learned that from a shrink that wasn't a combat veteran. And in fact, like when you said that, I go, I go, when I just retired in April, and they said, hey, what kind of shrink do you want? I said, I want one that's not a veteran. I want one that's going to hear what I say and go, you're stupid, and like,
yeah,
like,
yeah,
because, where a veteran might be like, yeah, I know what you feel, but I know what you're saying, man. And it's like,
yeah, a little support there.
Yeah, like, I want someone to be like, no, you're.
I'd have called him a dick too. It's like, no, don't do that.
Yeah.
I have conversations with guys that tell me stories. Like in court, they said, well, you bowed up at the guy, and I'm, and I go, it's funny you're laughing about that, but you probably did bow up, and it probably was scary, and it probably does warrant someone to talk to you about that. And he's like, you know what? No one's ever talked to me straightforward like that. No one ever told me, hey, the way you're acting is stupid. I go, oh, really? You haven't met the right people then, because I want to hear it all the time. Have you ever been in an AAR process where we just tear everything down that we did right just because we want to be better, and then we come home and we do it to our families too? Oh, that's another muscle memory thing that we do. Spouses or whoever's at home does a job for us, and we come home and what do? JMPI it, pick out what's wrong, because that's what we've always done, and we don't really mean it. I mean,
I love that. I love that. Always point out all the flaws instead of like looking at.
We were trained to do that.
Yeah.
We were trained to be like,
exactly, 100%.
I love that. That's spot on.
100%.
They wasn't a jump master.
Sorry, I wasn't a
No
jump
big
master.
deal. No big deal. Just
I hurt my knee.
There's only 3 jump masters on the screen right now.
Yeah,
So
that's
it's
good.
What? Dave never was Dave?
No, he hurt his knee, and that's how I got promoted.
I hurt my knee because I was next platoon sergeant, and then I
took over the platoon.
According to him, I had a weak exit. Whatever.
It was a very weak.
4 or 5 other paratroopers got hurt on that jump too, and then
There were
partially
4
tore my
people that
MCL.
had weak exits too.
Yes.
Oh my god! Did you train
Pressure
them
to you,
also?
buddy. Buddy, you're
also
like
train
you're
them?
like a G, man.
Did you train them too?
All right. So how do people?
You were a staff sergeant when I arrived in the 82nd,
So
and I ended up outranking you at some point. Then
Yeah,
you
we all
finally made
actually
first
passed,
class,
Buddy.
think so.
You were the fucking.
Buddy was a staff sergeant when we got in. We all passed it. But anyways,
Not true.
It's all right, buddy. Shut up.
Not true at all.
All right.
But hey,
Shut
Jen,
up.
Jen, how do you
Although-
how do you donate to the organization, and where does that money go?
It's a good question. So we have an admin donor, meaning we have someone who is a very successful business. Actually, they're a family located here in Missouri who said, listen, we love what you guys are doing. We think it's necessary. We want to be your business partners, which is amazing because like you said, nonprofits are businesses. They're organizations, and you need to run it like a business. So this amazing company who wants to remain anonymous, I wish they didn't, but they pay for all of our admin. So they help us run the business side of it. So when somebody donates to All Secure Foundation, you could do it right on our website, allsecurefoundation.org. 100% of that donation is going right to feed our program. So it's going directly to a warfighter or directly to a warfighter family. So when, people are like, how much of my money is going? 100%. And the reason why is because we have somebody else backing us and covering all the admin stuff that nobody else wants to cover.
We have been yelled at for credit card fees, which we have no control over, by the way. And the company that we picked asks you to make a donation instead of charging you, and we still get yelled at about that. I'm like, we actually gave that person their money back. We gave their money back and refunded, and they got mad at us. And I said, listen, you called us a bunch of names and said you can't trust us. And if I don't want you to give money to an organization you can't trust, we gave all the money back.
Yep.
For credit card fees, when actually 100% of the money goes to our programs to run them.
And so our programs basically are 365. We have 5 different coaches. They're all licensed clinical social workers. And they're working with either a special operator or a family member. So a spouse comes forward.
Guys can't comes. I mean,
screwed.
can, Buddy can, but we can't. We're like,
I went to Ranger School. I can go.
Can he? No, you weren't an operator though. So
here's the thing.
That's not so
Here's the
cool,
thing we like.
Cool Army guys.
No, here's how we get into trouble.
Buddy, before you even say it, yes, I'm in recruiting now. I'm a senior master trainer, EA.
Buddy, senior.
I had to throw that out there, buddy, for you, because I know you were going to talk shit that I left the 82nd and went on recruiting in 2011.
So let's tell the truth. Let's tell the truth, Tom.
So if we came and saw you guys and said, hey, I love your program.
We'd still help you.
Okay.
Yeah,
No,
they
we'd still help you. We have literally never turned anyone away, including like law enforcement have reached out. We've helped them too. We just don't feel right about like, hey, I'm like brave enough, courageous enough to say,
To come and say,
like
I need
Tom said, I
help,
don't need help. I just need some retraining. Like, what goods do you guys got? We're gonna help you. I mean, we've helped everyone. Like I said, even during COVID, we had nurses reach out saying, I think I'm developing PTS from what I'm seeing through this COVID. What do we do? We helped
absolutely
them.
did.
So yeah, absolutely. You know, so we won't turn anyone away.
Yeah.
So,
So what is that?
anyone who's
I got to make fun of you, Dave.
Real quick,
Tom.
let's give the guests some
No, we
time.
gotta let Tom know the background.
Okay.
Is that the reason why Dave left being a man and like being in the infantry and being in a parachute?
Still a good-looking man. I'm
was-
not
was
broke. I
because-
don't have a battery in my
Well,
ass
because-
like you do. So whatever.
I stayed in the man world long enough to get hurt. Okay, so like
You were a train driver before
yeah.
you joined.
So he got shot. He got shot in the ear.
I got big ears.
Look at the size of those fucking things, right? So
You gotta
he
tuck
actually,
those things away, man.
Well, no, he actually.
That's
got
what my squad leader said.
He
Sure
actually
as
got
shit.
shot in the ear.
He
So,
jinxed me
he
in
got shot-
Bakuba, Iraq.
Yeah, he got shot in the ear, and then he's like, I can't do this anymore, and he just went to be a recruiter, which is fine.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but now he's a
Now he's all
senior-
nice and he
Yeah,
doesn't
but
have
now
the
he's a
issues that we
senior
have.
expert, genius, maestro, master
Buddy.
trainer.
Buddy, I always give you credit.
Senior
You're a
master
badass.
trainer.
I always say
Senior master trainer.
Synonyms
So-
for fucking
So
master
what does this
trainer.
program look like, and like how many people can apply? Like if somebody obviously goes to your website right now and you know
Yep.
they're at that point, they say, I want help.
Yep.
I need to do this. You
Yep.
know, like talk us through that process.
It's so easy.
Yeah,
it's
here's-
so easy. You hit the contact button, and that contact, Tom and I monitor all of our emails, so every single one will come to us
Yay.
first because we want it to feel anonymous. We want it to feel
Authentic.
protected.
Yeah.
We want it to feel like you're not just sending a message into someone. That message is going to go to both of our inboxes immediately. From there, Tom and I will reach back out and say, what do you need? Some people aren't even reaching out because they want to have the coaching or therapy. They're like, I want the Stella shot. I want to do ayahuasca. I want to, I want to get off 15 different pills. How do I do that? So we partner with so many other nonprofits that we're like, hey, we'll go get you the Stella shot for free. You, your wife will fly you there, get you on a plane, hotels covered, everything. We don't do that, but we have a partner that does. So
you-
no matter
cover
what you
pretty
need,
much, real quick, you cover any state.
all of it.
If you call us and ask for
Yes,
help,
we will
for
get
you.
it for you, no matter what that is. It's, hey, I
Unless
need a
you
high.
call us and ask us to pay your car loan and shit. We don't do that. All right?
Yeah.
We
But what
give
if my
people
car
help.
loan identifies as
As a student loan.
PTSD?
If it's a college loan, then yes.
No,
but
my car loan identifies as a disabled veteran.
Yeah.
oh well, then
Have
I
you
can
seen his car?
coach
Special, was it
or
special ops?
Special ops,
If
yes.
you,
It went
if
through
you've
some
seen his
serious
car-
special ops training.
What
So
year?
is there and I love what I'm hearing. Is
I
there
need
a
to see it's
waiting- is there a
DD214.
waiting list? Is there a waiting
No,
list?
there's
you
not.
get instant help, so you obviously
Yep.
tie them to whatever resource you have available, and the different states
Absolutely.
and stuff. So no waiting list. So like you guys get
no waiting
somebody-
list.
Wow.
I mean, it
When-
might
when
be
our-
2 weeks. It
No,
might be 2
yeah.
weeks
When we've
at
gone
max.
over, I heard somebody was waiting a week for an appointment. We went and hired another therapist.
And the reason
Yep.
I bring that
Someone
up
else
right,
went in
like,
and we
right
keep
now,
hiring.
the reason I bring that up, like Nick is waiting what 2 months
No,
now?
I finally saw a behavioral health specialist. I
After what?
retired in April, and I saw one last week.
You see, it's
and
just
it was
that's
great.
not.
And this
Should have
is-
called us, man.
And this but this is not. a
Well,
hit
now
on the
you have our
VA
number.
either.
Now you know.
Well, I started my own therapy group, which is this. So I actually started getting therapy every Saturday, and then we have doctors come on here. We have people
It's amazing.
like you who come on here and talk about how we can help and where we were screwed up. And like I said, if we could help just one person, and Kurt's back on the chat thread again, and he said his wife's watching with him.
Yep.
And his wife's like, you do that shit all the time. Now,
Yeah.
hey, easy, Mrs. Kurt. Like, it's easy to point the finger, but yes, Kurt, you probably do because we all do it. And I'm not being a hypocrite by saying that you're being a dick when you're doing it, because I'm being a dick when I do it too. Right?
Yeah.
Like, I'm just saying, it's just the battle buddies. And then,
that book.
Bob Balance said he read it, he loved it. So
Yep.
that came on the chat thread. Somebody said
That's
he
a
read
no
it, he
shit
loved it.
book.
So real quick, just like not a hit on the VA. I just think they're understaffed and
They
they just
are.
don't have the capabilities. Like some
They're
states are
bureaucrats,
great.
you know.
Yeah. And some other states, like you're in El Paso, like waiting for 4 or 5 months, that's concerning.
I still
But
didn't
then there's
have
like, I
classes.
heard the VA out here in Phoenix is great. You know?
Yeah, it is. I heard the Phoenix one's
The
great
VA
too.
and Scott Air Force Base reached out to us to use us to help them. We go speak over there every now
Yeah.
and then. So we also do large speaking events that we've been to all the special forces groups and SWIC. We've done that. We run retreats for them as well. But other than counseling 365 a year, we also, we're ending those this year and moving into a different form. But we did retreats every year for couples, up to 8 to 10 couples for a 4-day extensive retreat.
That's
But
awesome.
the counseling goes on for as long as they need it.
Yep.
If they need more than counseling, we'll find a way to get it to them.
And the idea is
hopefully
not
for
to
free.
keep you there forever either,
Yeah,
which
we
is
wanna
awesome.
Get people out the door and healed, not like
Yep.
the chiropractor that keeps coming back to make money. We want you feeling good and healed. So our counselors give you homework. If you're not doing it, they'll call you on it. They'll let me know about it, and I'll go talk to people like, do you really want this or not? Because you're taking a slot from someone who might want it. So let's get real on this and get to work. Because some guys talk about getting better, and then they put in an effort for a week or two, and then they're I feel all right, and then they're done and they fall off again. But this is a long time to change.
Process.
This is a process.
No, that's a really good point, because when our first sponsor of this show was a former paratrooper who started muscle activation thing out in California, and he works on veterans for free and to help ease their pain and stuff like that. But he always says, like when I talk to veterans, I go, look, man, I was like, I can do this, but if you keep doing what you're doing with your life, I'm gonna see you again in a month, and I'm gonna see you again in a month, I'm gonna see you again in a month. I was like, I could see you for 2 months, and if you change your life, he's like, this will be gone. Like, you will no longer have pain. So
That's exactly it.
Yep.
He's like, I need you to sign up for saying I'm gonna be committed. So that's a different level of treatment, but it's or different aspect of it, but it's still all nested together. That's a buzzword, buddy.
Buzzword nested.
Nested. Yeah.
It's like people will get
what I say is right.
Yeah.
It's like people will get the Stella shot, or they'll go through a form, they'll do ayahuasca or something, and they're like, I feel great, I feel amazing, my life's changed.
I'm all
and
better.
it's amazing. I love that they get that sort of surge of hope again, and that surge of like, I can live a normal life, and I can get there. But the problem is that they think that's it. That's it. Like, I got the shot, I'm good now. Or I went and did ayahuasca, I'm good now. You need behavioral change, because what Tom just said is very true. And I think even working alongside you guys, I saw like, hey, listen, so much of this is muscle memory. So much of this is training. And, guys that are like, I don't think I have PTS. I'm like, no, this is straight up muscle memory. This is that AAR process that you sat in that you're bringing home. You have to break that habit. Ayahuasca is not going to do that for you. You have to learn it.
So Jen, there is a question in the chat, right?
Said that.
It says, are there resources to control, alt, or delete one's brain and reinstall an uncorrupt program? So
yes and no.
Ayahuasca a couple times. I've heard veterans
advancements.
go on the ayahuasca journey and very successful.
Yeah,
So I don't know if
absolutely.
you could hit on that real quick.
We both did the 5-MeO. We've done a ton. We've done Stella. We've done 5-MeO. He's done TMS. We've done transcendental meditation. I mean, everything. We've gone through 9 different types of therapies over the last 7 years. So
Pray to the owl.
I guess the what? I'm
Sounds
sorry.
like some fucking satanic
Have
shit.
you prayed to the owl? Have you prayed to the owl?
Have you prayed to the owl?
I have not prayed to the owl, but
Not yet.
I mean, maybe I should.
We don't have enough money.
That's
We need more money.
Donate first so I can pray to the owl.
$25,000 is for that place in California. Yeah.
If you pray to the owl and you're broke, the owl just looks at you. It's like, who the fuck are you?
And then you become a sacrifice for the owl, right? And they just sacrifice
Possibly.
your ass. Yeah.
Possibly.
But anyway, back to you guys. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I think the resetting. I've been through a lot of modalities of healing, and I still fuck up.
Can you spell modality?
Nope. And I still fuck up in major ways, right? I still go down a path of I'll wake up, I'll have a really bad day, and she'll know it. I'll be a dick, a real bad dick.
We will.
The best thing I've been through, I mean, I've been doing therapy the entire time. I've done these different modalities. When we went and did the 5-MeO, it was one of those, what am I going to expect about this shit, right? That was the worst shit I'd ever done in my life. Like,
Same.
the worst shit
Ever.
I've ever done in my life. And it was probably 2 hours, 2.5 for me. I don't know.
Hour.
Okay. So 2.5 times as fucked up as that was. But it was the best thing I'd ever done. it reset my entire thought process and brain. I actually went back to joy. So for 6 months after that, I was straight up, I think, a normal,
I hit, and you know what?
human being that had
in 9
no
years.
issues.
Real quick, Luke is in the chat, and he said, I can vouch that therapy as long as one needs it. Been with ASF therapist for 2 years now. Not sure if that's a good thing or not. Laughing, obviously, but
You're fucked up, dude.
And
He's
Kurt's
been in
asking,
therapy
do you have
for
medical
5.
staff as part of this? Kurt, you should have been paying attention. Probably not a paratrooper, probably a Marine.
Probably Marine.
Yeah, Kurt. Yes, we brought that up like 20 minutes ago.
Everybody knows share therapy should only take 4 appointments. You
Yeah,
know
4
what I mean?
appointments.
This is
That's
4.
it. That's it.
4 and done.
Just like pain management, in the Army, you get 3 pain management sessions and then you're chaptered. It's like, wait a minute, wait, how come I don't get like at least like 20?
Plus some Motrin and some water. You gotta add that, and then you are good to go.
Some Percocet.
Take
I was gonna
take
say.
a knee while you're at
Piece
it.
of bread to fill the ulcer in your stomach.
Yeah, but all right, I think we can move on to the next stage of the show, which is the AAR, which is great, where we get to make fun of Buddy more, which is pretty much all we use it for.
We don't have anything.
No, but as we talked about, those of you watching, if you're watching for the first time, we really appreciate you. We've had a really good audience today, really interactive. Never really dropped below 20 live viewers. So again, we're not the answer to your problem. Veteran Trash Talk is. All right, Veteran Trash Talk is the conduit to finding the solution to some of your problems. Right, I can spell conduit, so I used it. Right.
Nice. Sehr gut. Hast du gut
Yeah,
gemacht.
I can't.
Oh, hey, well, I speak a little bit of German. I fatto bene. That's another language I speak. Hey, everybody. Trilingual, buddy. Trilingual. No big deal.
Dave says he's trilingual. Dave says he's trilingual. The only reason we can't call him on is because we don't speak the languages he thinks he can speak. So we don't really know.
I have German on my SRB.
What language? What languages do you speak?
German and Italian.
Oh, German, Italian, and English. So a full
English.
2/3
So.
A full 2/3 of the
American,
languages you speak. The full 2/3 of the languages you speak got their ass kicked in World War II.
By Americans.
Statistically
I
speaking.
don't know.
It's a fact.
How is that? Okay, cool.
So we can
I
probably.
just think that it's a fun fact.
Yeah.
That you speak a bunch of fascist languages and think that it's cool. Well, awesome. Hey,
No, I think it's cool to be trilingual. You are absolutely right.
No, so we can.
But
yeah,
it's all right, buddy.
Trilingual. I'm trilingual.
This is why we love the dumpster
It's
fire.
trilingual, 3 languages, right?
And
Yeah,
good looking,
yeah.
buddy.
What's
You know, I should work
2?
on that.
What's 2?
Yeah.
Bilingual?
Bilingual. Yeah.
What's 1 language?
idiot.
American.
American.
Yeah.
Well, American actually is the second language. So you got
American.
you got English and you got American.
You got
Right?
American. I
So-
speak
so
American.
It's actually 2 dialects, but
I speak several dialects.
now for the AR, like I said, for those of you watching for the first time, we really appreciate it. Those of you are our fans that are always coming on, that's great.
Rob, here comes a dumpster fire.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
Yeah, here it comes. So our logo is a dumpster fire with beers over it because that's exactly what the hell we all are, right? And the more people you can get around the dumpster fire, the better chances you have of surviving it.
Damn
Okay,
right.
so we try to bring everybody around, get everybody involved. And again, with the All Secure Foundation, you just met the people who started it. So if you don't like it, don't give them any money, right? Like, who cares, right? Like, if you like it, here they are, all right? This is what they do. This is how they help. So again, we can say, Tom should have been a Navy SEAL, but he wasn't. And, he went Delta Force instead. And I
So
think
what
he-
character were you in Black Hawk Down? Like,
Were you-
not
were
the
you
character,
the guy-
but
were
what,
you
who
the guy that
betrayed
trained
you?
you?
Who
Yeah,
betrayed
who
you?
threw the grenade in the window? Was it you?
Yeah.
Did you throw the grenade in the window? Nice. He's shaking his head.
No,
up
I
and
didn't
down.
know that.
I did.
Oh my gosh.
thought-
How'd you know that?
Huh?
No.
I thought that was Hoot.
No, Hoot did not throw the grenade in the window.
Because we had Hoot on the show, too.
Hoot did this.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, he went like that, and then so you're the guy who threw. No,
No,
you
I
throw
know,
a grenade or
I
you
do my
shoot this
research.
203.
You know the guy who was running across the street that okay, so it was
We are pinned
Josh
down,
Hartman.
Captain.
Josh
go ahead.
Hartman
Hear
was
this.
doing it. Hartnett, sorry.
Yeah.
Who is a real Matt Eversman, but Tom was the one that was running in the street because he was
The
the
Saw?
youngest.
No,
that's
Running to get not the saw part where they went to go get the water, the bullets, back and forth.
Yes.
I'm the young guy, right?
He
So,
was
hey,
the-
Tom. I'm like, what the fuck? Go out there and get the, I'm on the fucking ground and it's dark and there are people shooting me. I'm trying to pick up all the bullets that exploded in the street. And then like, hey, we need the water. Go out and pick up all the water and I bring it back in like, hey, house across the street need water. I'm like, well, what the fuck, man? So I had to run across. Hey, Tom, those Rangers got blown up on the corner. Okay, go get them. I bring them in, pack nuts and thighs. Hey, Tom, there's saws outside blown up. Go get all the big parts. I'm like, what the fuck is Tom? And so the newest guy got blown up and he was laid up. So I was then the new guy and had to go out and do all that shit.
So were you part of the initial, and everybody is like, Black Hawk Down is one of my favorite one. Were you part of the initial when they landed on the rooftop to go get Al-Shabaab or whatever his name was? Like, sounds about right. But were you part of that initial push, or did you come in later?
Our Black Hawk was we were infield outside the perimeter due to the brownout, so we had to fight our way. And we had to fight into the house, fight through the Rangers, and then fight into the target. And then, we're ready to go home. Like, no, we're not going home. We're going over here now. So I was like, well, fuck. All right. So that was one of those.
You were also one of the ones that when the guys pulling the tank open at the end and they close it, they closed it on him. So he ran out with a mile.
How many people can you get in an armored vehicle? One more. Not that fucking night. That morning. Opened the door and he pulled it shut. I'm like, well, we're not getting in there. I was like, well, there's no room inside any of these.
But they were supposed to stay with you.
We'll walk along the vehicle as cover, and okay. And then a couple bullets fly again, and they drive off. I'm like, well, fuck. Well, here we are running. So we just took off running. But
I don't want to keep talk about but like compared to like all the war movies that I've seen, I do because I'm like fascinated with Black Hawk, and I think it's crazy. Like we had who? Shut up, buddy. Nobody's talking to you. You're a special forces guy, okay? You're not that. When we had Hoot on the show, it was a dumpster fire. We had Hooten on the show. Like, it was amazing. Like, just the stuff that he talked about. We talked about My Safety. He kind of told us the real story behind it and everything. But after watching the movie and not witnessing what you witnessed, would you say that, a lot of it is obviously everything's Hollywood, right? They're gonna, but like, I feel like personally,
did you really make it in the window?
Because like, personally, from like seeing the movie and then reading the book of the pilot and then reading the book of the pilot and everything,
I threw a grenade that didn't go off.
His experience with Shugart and Gordon, like everything that occurred, like feels like that movie was pretty close to what occurred. Obviously,
I'll give you the truth. Y'all been there. I don't know what the fuck my person to my right or left's doing when someone's shooting at me because I'm fucking looking that 100%. Way. Yeah, so for me to tell anyone else's story is a fucking lie, and I'd be making it up. Right. So if someone says, "Hey, I did this and I rode a donkey and a dinosaur and then fucking threw grenades," I'm like, I'm not gonna tell them they didn't because I couldn't have seen it because I was focused on the dude trying to kill my ass. So I saw the movie and I don't know. I was like, did that shit happen, man? Were there Rangers running down the street like that? I don't fucking know. I know what I did and what my team did, and I know how fucked up my little corner was. Yeah. But other than that, I saw the movie with everyone else going, did that shit happen? I don't know.
Yeah, well, that's what Norman said. Norman said that goes, most of the things that happen are from other people's, what they saw.
And they mixed stories, and one guy did what maybe 3 or 4 guys did. So when you say, who portrayed you? I'm like, well, I did one of those, I did that, and I did that. But 3 different people did it.
No way.
When I read the book of the pilot,
I want to share.
When I read the book of the pilot, who also wrote a book about Shugart and Gordon, and how he got out of there, like their situation down there, from my understanding, that was, pretty accurate. I mean, they were there, they secured the site, and then they got overran.
Yeah, they had people watching it the whole time too.
Yeah. They got overran.
Yeah, Dave. But what he's saying is he wasn't there. That's why he's here.
Right,
buddy. That wasn't my question just now. Like you should pay more attention, buddy.
Answer the question because
I think we should.
Buddy, stop getting triggered. Just point to your shit.
I actually have.
I'm gonna go turn on my hazards here in a few minutes. Just
I have a non-heroic grenade story. Hey, do you guys want to hear a non-heroic grenade story?
Always.
Yeah. Okay, so I threw it right where I was supposed to. It just didn't go off. All right, so but it actually went in the window. So my team leader went on leave. So I took his grenade, right? Because now I have 2. So I'm super fucking cool, right? Like everybody else only has 1. Specialist control's got 2 grenades now, right? And well, our PL gets hit, or one of our Joe gets hit, and we're getting this ambush, and here goes specialist control maneuver, and I'm about to fuck people up, right? Like I'm doing it, right? And so like all of a sudden this guy taller than me like passes me, but the only guy taller than me in the platoon was the PL, and he was supposed to be wounded. I was like, hey, he's like, what? I'm like, stop. And he's like, what? He's like, I'm like, tell them dickheads to shift fire. You know, because there's like 50 cal tracer rounds just pinging everywhere, you know. And he's like, oh yeah, and then he fucking shoots off a flare, and then they fucking shift fire.
Oh yeah.
They go, and then like there's a couple dead guys there, and then there was shooting coming out of this building that they lasered, and I'm like, it was all blown up, and there was this hole. And I'm like, we should frag it, you know. And it's like, yeah, fuck yeah, you know. So like so I grabbed this grenade out, a freaking basic training style. I swear to God, I looked at the thing backwards. Boom, bam.
Did you do this?
Bam. You know.
What's the stance? I forgot.
And
there you go.
Exactly.
There you go.
Exactly. No. But this is a bunker, so I'm laying
You
down.
gotta do it like this too.
So I go
to your chest,
and I drop it in there, and I roll, and I got my ears plugged. Right, and we're waiting. Son of a bitch.
Did you take the rubber band off? Damn it!
No, that's what it was.
The tape was
my
still on.
team leader taped his grenades. I didn't.
That's
tape
what it
my
always
grenades.
is.
I didn't tape my grenades, so I was like, why would I take the tape off that I didn't put on there? Right, so it was like, oh.
So you didn't look at the grenade at all, did you?
No, I didn't.
Nobody does.
I know that.
You know how many bangers people have thrown and like, yeah, fucking rubber band, right? Ah, god damn it.
No, yeah, but that's my
show.
My non-heroic grenade story. So here we go again, guys. If we don't have to end it, if you guys have time, because this is always fun. Yeah. But just again, the AAR is the All Secure Foundation. Go check them out. What was the name of the book again, Tom?
Arsenal of Hope.
Arsenal of Hope. All right, check that out as well. And again, if you need help, which you probably do.
Real quick, usually our guests, when they come on, they always send us a book.
They usually do, but
he's dealt.
But this is Chris.
We'll send you books.
This is Chris.
Thank you.
We'll send you books.
You know, Norman sent us whiskey and cigars. Yeah. But
he did.
We don't have whiskey, but
we don't support drinking alcohol at all.
That's not true.
Yeah, it's not true at all. Yeah.
It's not true.
We don't like whiskey.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
We'll send you Tito's.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, Tito's just sponsored the Ultimate Sacrifice Foundation, who we're partnered with, so they're awesome. Tito's is
cheers.
Yeah, that's why Dave's got some European shit here. That's what happens. Hang on.
Oh, that's because he's European. Really, in real life, I'm European, man.
But hey,
Buddy's so triggered today. I love it.
Hey, and then I'm gonna end it with this. Remember, we all get triggered. Like, I'll probably get triggered 6 times.
And if
tonight.
you don't like it, it's just a tip.
Just a tip. All right. So hey,
Gruntworksclothing.com.
Yeah, and then veterantrashtalk.com. Right. Same thing, same company. Right. Just whatever. We just changed names so that we can do tax things. All right. So anyways, like, don't be a triggered pansy. Okay. Like, you can be
unless
triggered.
they have their 4-way.
Unless they have their yes, buddy.
And put your hazards on so everybody knows that you're a pansy. All right.
That's
all
funny.
That. But all right, hey,
you guys have the final word.
Final word, Tom, Jen, and then Dave will close us out.
Oh my God, this has been great, guys. Final words. God, I'm always giving serious final words, but I tell you what.
Welcome to the
I would agree with you to quit being triggered, right? And just do nice things. I always say smile and say something nice because it changes everybody's day and it changes your day too. And I guess that would go right along with being triggered, man. It's not being triggered. It's just let it go. Let it go, because if you're triggered, that's your fault.
Right. It's your trigger.
It's literally just words.
Your trigger.
It's your trigger.
Yeah, and like I think so much of it is that, like we've talked about, you might not even need help. You just need training in something you haven't been trained in before. No. So we're happy to do that for you and be that partner. It's a really simple reach out, and we can help you in any capacity. So we just make it super easy to get trained or retrained.
Awesome. And before Dave closes this out, you feel free to share on our platform anytime. So share whatever news you got going on, and
thank you. Appreciate that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us on.
Yeah, thank you for
my cheeks hurt.
On and
you guys are
awesome.
awesome.
I love it. Thank you for your service.
Oh, thank you all for your services. All of your services, I want to thank you for.
Yes, 100%. You guys are awesome. I love what you're doing. I love the holistic approach and just kind of like really deep diving into the issue, and not like, hey, or take these medication, take these meds right here, because we know where that leads to. For everybody that's tuned in late, Go to veterantrashtalk.com. Check out our website. It has all the links to our YouTube, Spotify. We're on Apple Podcasts too, right? We're everywhere. I don't even know how.
We're huge.
Yeah.
Huge.
Shop.veterantrashtalk.com gets you some of our awesome products. Okay, just a tip. Quit being a trigger pansy. Gruntworksclothing.com, same thing. Follow us. Do what you need to do. Thanks for tuning in. Wish y'all a happy Saturday. We'll catch y'all next week. Baseman VTT out.